I know right now it's difficult. I know right now it feels like it's almost impossible to bear. The weight may be too heavy. There may even be some questions of why you. But the truth is, I don't have the answer for any of those. I have no magic wand or no magic pill to tell you that this is what you can do to make everything all right. It will take what it will take. That's the reality. A lot of people say it gets better with time, but time doesn't always make things better. How you manage with the time that passes determines the outcome and what happens from the time of the event. You see, a lot of times an event takes place, we continue to replay that event in our mind over and over and over, and we get stuck in a loop of torture. And until we process to complete that loop and get it over with, um, we continue to stay there. And most times that's where we end up with a lot of issues. Um, and so I just challenge you all to challenge yourself of knowing that you're still worthy. I want to tell you a story. I was at a Blacktop Mountain, which is about 3,000 feet above sea level. And when I was at the top, I could see everything. It was so beautiful. I mean, I just felt so alive. And I had this idea that I was going to climb down and go over to the Colorado River. And I did. I thought it would take me about 3 hours total trip. I got down. I took my time. I'm looking at the scorpions. I'm flipping over rocks. I'm looking at the donkeys. And by the time I got down in the valley, I mean, the heat had just picked up at a way that was just almost unbearable. And then it was reflecting off of the sand. There was no trees to provide shade. We lost, our direction at times because of everything looking completely different from how it looked when we were at the top. We only had a gallon of water per person. I think the temperature that day was like 103 degrees. And so, about 3 hours into the trip, we realized how far we were from our destination. And we had to choose, did we go back or do we continue forward? Very difficult choice to make in a very difficult situation. Nonetheless, we continued forward, just to find that another 5 hours later is when we made it to the water. And our journey back, we tried to expedite the trip, but just imagine how much pain you're in climbing mountains all day long. Your hips started to lock up. I could peel the sweat off of my face because it was sticking to me like salt crystals. And I remember standing at the bottom of this mountain looking up saying, oh my goodness, all I have to do is make it 3,000 feet and I'll be done. But it took everything I had.